In this video, I am going to discuss on the disorders of excretory system. Okay. So, hello everyone. I am Vivek Mora, currently third year MBBS student at Motilal Nehru Medical College, Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Okay. So, I am going to cover all the points of NCRT here. Okay. So, this is of course will help you in your NEET exam, of course. Okay. So, I hope this video helps you. So, do like, share, subscribe, and yes, especially if you are a medical student or NEET aspirant. Okay, and also press the bell icon for the updates. In coming days I will be uploading the videos on cardiac cycle and just all the topics of human physiology one by one. Okay, so let's get started. So सबसे पहले बात करते हैं कि what is this disorder of the excretory system. ठीक है, so the first thing which is mentioned in the NCRT is uremia. Okay, so what is this uremia? So uremia is increased urea in the blood, या accumulation of urea in blood. Okay, so actually this is not a disease per se. This is basically a condition which arises because of the malfunctioning of kidney. Okay, so मतलब कि ये ऐसा कोई डिजीज नहीं है, बल्कि जो है वो बिकॉज ऑफ द सम डैमेज टू किडनी the urea is not filtered and this amount of urea increases in the ब्लड. ओके, तो कैसे होता है ये एक्चुअली वो हम देखते हैं कि कैसे ये यूरिया बढ़ जाता है ब्लड में. ओके, सो एंड दिस कंडीशन ऑफ कोर्स इज हाईली हार्मफुल कंडीशन लीडिंग टू किडनी फेलियर्स. ठीक है, सो व्हाट इज दिस स्मॉल फंक्शनिंग ऑफ किडनी? सो दिस इज द डायग्राम. ओके, सो लेट्स लुक ऑन दिस डायग्राम. सो this is the basic diagram of the nephron. Okay, we have the afferent arteriole, we have the efferent arteriole. So the blood enters from the afferent arteriole, goes through this glomerular capillaries and then exit through the efferent arteriole. So in between this afferent and efferent arteriole there is filtration occurring. Okay, so this is basic, this we know from our previous discussions also. Okay, and when this blood is passing through this glomerular capillaries, so this blood gets filtered through endothelium, basement membrane, epithelium of Bowman's capsule. We all know this everything. Okay, so actually what happens, so because of damage to any of the structures, either endothelium, basement membrane, epithelium of Bowman's capsule, या फिर any sort of damage, any damage to this nephron ultimately will result in what? It will result in the filtration defect. Okay, so filtration will not happen. So actually when we know ki what are those substances which gets filtered through these nephrons, through these glomerular capillaries. So except for the proteins, except for the proteins, glucose, amino acids, and the water and everything we already have discussed is filtered through this glomerular capillary. But we know ki 99% of the things are absorbed again. Okay, and the nitrogenous waste is the main thing which is excreted. And what is that nitrogenous waste? In case of humans, it's urea. So that is excreted out. Okay, that is filtered, that is not reabsorbed except for a certain amount which is absorbed in the collecting tubule. Okay, so this is the thing which is happening normally. But what if it is not getting filtered? So if it is not getting filtered, so the urea levels will increase and it will accumulate in the blood. That condition is simply called as uremia. So अभी समझ आ चुका होगा एक्चुअली कि कैसे ये कंडीशन राइज होती है. तो यहाँ पर अगर किसी भी कंडीशन की वजह से फिल्टर नहीं हो पाता है ब्लड, ठीक है, तो उसमें यूरिया के लेवल बढ़ जाएंगे. अब व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? व्हाट इफ द यूरिया हैज इंक्रीज? सो व्हाई वी आर सो वरीड अबाउट दिस? ओके, so the problem is that ki when the urea will increase, okay, so what happen? So it will cause certain ill effects to our body, and those ill effects are very dangerous. So one of them is that it goes accumulates in the brain also, this increased urea, and leads to encephalopathy. Actually at this level you don't need to know ki what actually encephalopathy is in detail, so just a glimpse of it ki this is damage to the brain function. Okay, so brain function is hampered and the person goes into the neurological disturbances. Okay, so you don't need to know that, but yes, this is very dangerous condition, and there are certain other ill effects of urea. Okay, so you will get to know in your college and your MBBS days, but for now this is what you have to know. Okay, this urea we don't need to increase in blood, because if this will increase, this will lead to harm effect. Okay, so this is what regarding uremia, ki what is uremia and how this actually happens. So as I told you, there is malfunctioning of kidney. So what is that malfunctioning which leads to this condition, that there is filtration process? So that condition is glomerulonephritis polycystic kidney disease. Actually, again I am saying you don't need to all know these things except for glomerulonephritis, which is a little bit discussed here also in your NCERT, so I will be discussing it later on. Okay, so these are the conditions which actually, so I hope till now this thing is clear ki what is uremia, how this condition actually arises. Okay, so the next thing which comes in our mind, if this is so harmful and our nephrons are damaged, or somehow the filtration process is damaged, so how we will overcome this condition, how to improve the patients. Okay, so this there is a process called hemodialysis, which is actually done to remove this condition या to get rid of this. Okay, so अब इसमें होता क्या, so just just look this diagram, so this will help you in doing this hemodialysis thing better. So in our blood the urea level is increased, so we have to somehow remove this urea from our blood. Okay, and we have to make our blood clearer from this urea. Okay, so this blood is actually taken from a convenient artery. Okay, so and what is that artery? It's it can be any artery. Okay, so the important thing is that you have to take the blood from the artery. Okay, so this is important, not the vein. So we will take the blood from artery. Okay, so this is passed through so this actually is completely is called as dialyzing unit. Okay, so this is actually a type of machine. So we have taken this blood from the artery. Okay, then it with the help of a blood pump we passed it into the dialyzer unit. So this is the dialyzer unit in which this blood is, after taking from this artery, passed in this dialyzer unit. Okay, and lekin one thing is important. Okay, so before passing this blood into this dialyzer filter या dialyzer, we have to we have to inject the heparin into the blood to prevent the clotting. So because this blood, as we know, if it comes from our body, then it will get coagulated. Okay, it will get coagulated and we don't want that it get coagulated, so we will inject the antiheparin in this blood. Okay, so now what will happen after passing this blood in the dialyzer unit? So the first thing which we need to discuss is about this dialyzer या filter, कि what is this made of, how this actually functions. Okay, so let's come to this dialyzer filter, whatever. ठीक है, so this is actually made of a cellophane tube. Okay, so this is these are the hollow fibers which are made up of the cellophane tube. Okay, so these are the hollow fiber so these are the cellophane tubes which is a hollow fibers. ठीक है, so actually we have taken this blood from your body and this is passing through this dialyzer, this hollow structure. Okay, so this is a coiled structure actually, so in which the blood is passing, and surrounding this cellophane tube is the dialyzing fluid. Okay, so dialyzing fluid, so this is the dialyzing fluid which is around this cellophane tube या dialyzer. Okay, so what is this? So this is the dialyzing solution. So what is the composition of this dialyzing solution? So this is similar to your plasma. ठीक है, the composition is similar to your plasma except for the nitrogenous waste which is absent in this dialyzing fluid. ठीक है, so in this dialyzing fluid this urea or uric acid is absent, which is our nitrogenous waste. Except for this, every composition is similar to that of plasma. Okay, so now how this thing works actually? So this filtration actually occurs through the pressure gradient. So we know कि our blood is impure, our blood has the because of the malfunctioning of kidney, our blood has an increased amount of urea which is present in this blood, which is passing through this dialyzer unit. Okay, so here we will have the nitrogenous waste which is increased in the blood. Okay, here we will have the nitrogenous waste which is increased in this blood. Okay, but in this dialyzing fluid, in this dialyzing solution, I have told ki there is no urea या uric acid. So okay, so there is no urea or uric acid in this dialyzing unit, and there will be a gradient which will develop. So that gradient will be what? Across this, from this cellophane tube to this from this cellophane tube to this dialyzing solution. Okay, which have no urea. So every other composition is similar to that of the dialyzing fluid. Similar to that of the blood. So in this cellophane tube we have the blood which we have taken from the body, and in this dialyzing fluid solution we have the composition similar to that of blood except for the urea which is not present there. या uric acid which is not present there. Okay, so there is a gradient which has developed across this cellophane tube and the dialysing fluid. So the nitrogen, actually this nitrogenous waste from the blood will go from this cellophane tube to this dialysing fluid. Okay, so this blood is actually circulated for some time. Okay, so this blood is actually circulated here for some time, and during that time these nitrogenous waste from the blood get filtered or get across the gradient, they diffuse it into this dialysing fluid. Okay, so we are using here the fresh dialysing solution. Okay, and when this nitrogenous waste is coming from this, okay, when this nitrogenous waste from this blood, when this nitrogenous waste is from this blood is coming in this dialysing fluid, this is getting improved, and so from one side this fresh dialysing fluid is entering, and from the other side this is removing from the other side, this dialysing fluid is removing. So इस तरीके से this gradient is maintained. So this gradient is maintained actually. Okay, so I hope this is clear now कि how this dialysing unit is actually acting. Okay, so after the blood getting filtered, this blood will return to your body. How this is returned to your body? Again, before returning this to our body, we have to first inject antiheparin, because before we have injected heparin to prevent the coagulation, but later on we have to again inject the antiheparin so that the blood do not get coagulated, and we will pass again it to our body through the vein. So we have taken the blood through an artery, but we are passing this blood again to body through the vein. Okay, so this is all about this hemodialysis. So this is called as a artificial kidney या dialysing unit. Okay, so this condition, so this all process hemodialysis is like कि it's in NCERT there is a line written कि this is a boon for the patients, kidney patients who have a long kidney diseases. So this machine is actually acting as their kidney, so that is why we are calling it artificial kidney. So this is all about the uremia. Okay, but this is not the ultimate cure, because this is just a temporary process. We can do this hemodialysis for a long duration, but if we want to get rid of this problem of uremia for the time, so we have to actually go for an ultimate cure, that is the kidney transplantation. We have to transplant the kidney. Okay, so if we have to transplant the kidney, we first must have a donor who actually will donate the kidney. Okay, and this donor is preferably a relative. Because why this we prefer a relative's donors? Because our body's immune system will reject that graft which we will place if we are not taking this graft from a relative, and we are taking from some other person. So the host immune system will act more on that donors, but if we are taking it from the from relatives, so it will be less. The chances will be there, of course, the chances of rejection will be there, but it will not to that extent which it has been if it would have taken from the some other person. So this is why we are taking the graft from a relative. So important question is that this rejection, if happens, so this is mediated by the cell mediated immunity. This is mediated by the cell mediated immunity, not by the humoral immunity. So this is a question actually. So this is mediated by the cell mediated immunity. Okay, so this is all done for the uremia, for the hemodialysis, how this is actually working. So next some other small diseases which is mentioned in the NCERT, and some are I am discussing by my side which are not actually mentioned in the NCERT, but these are important. Okay, so the first the next condition is renal calculi. So what is this renal calculi? This is the stone or insoluble mass of the crystallized salts. Okay, so and what are these salts? The most common is oxalate salts. So actually what happens? See, so the oxalic acid, which is we take through the foods, through the some other things. So this oxalic acid combined with the calcium and forms a salt. That salt is the oxalate salt, and this is an insoluble crystal. Okay, so oxalate salt. So this is an insoluble crystal, and this gets this formed in the kidney, and this will cause the calculi. Okay, so this is called renal calculi. This is very common condition nowadays. The next disease which is mentioned in the NCERT is a glomerulonephritis. Just for now, this is inflammation of glomeruli. What is glomeruli? This is glomeruli. So this is the inflammation of this glomeruli, and again, as I have discussed also previously as well, ki this, if there will be inflammation, there will be problem in the filtration, ultimately leading to uremia. Okay, so this is glomerulonephritis. Next condition is glycosuria. Glycosuria is presence of glucose in urine. So this is actually seen in a condition diabetes mellitus, which as you may have read in the endocrine system as well. So that diabetes mellitus leads to this glycosuria, presence of glucose in the urine. Okay, because we have read ki glucose I would say कि 99% या 100% of the glucose is already reabsorbed from the PCT, from the other tubules. Okay, so in normal urine there is no glucose, but in this diabetes mellitus condition there is glucose in the urine. So that condition is called glycosuria. Next condition is ketonuria. Okay, so what is ketonuria? Ketonuria is presence of ketone bodies in the urine. What is polyuria? Is excessive urination. Okay, polyuria is excessive urination. Oligouria is decreased urination. Decreased urination is something less than 100 ml per day. If we are urinating less than this, so this is called oligouria. Then we have a condition polydipsia, where a person feel excessive thirst. Okay. The next condition is hematuria. What is this hematuria? Hematuria is presence of blood in the urine. Okay. So these are the diseases which are given. Some last one which I have discussed is not given in NCERT, but this is important. Okay, otherwise the uremia, renal calculi, glomerulonephritis, this is a part which is given in NCERT. Okay, so this is all done with this topic. So I hope this helps you. Okay, and in next video I will discuss on the topic of cardiac cycle. Okay, so that's done for this video. So thank you for watching this video.